know why I froze. I locked up.
Just then?
Yeah, just now. Because after the intro music was over. It's been a weird day.
Yeah, you've been kind of loopy.
Definitely a good day.
Give me an hour and a half of your best.
I got you.
And then,
back to the good day.
Back to the good day.
That's fine. I got you.
You cool?
This is part of the good day.
Okay.
I was actually really excited, and we're going to get into why it's actually not on the list. I'm actually really, really excited to record this show. We are going to talk about something today. Anyway, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of the show, that intro means one thing and one thing only. What does it mean?
It means the Battery Podcast is back
in like half effect today.
Yeah,
clearly because Cody's on.
One at two ain't bad though.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to give you the best, or Cody's gonna try to give you his best. It's just I'm in a weird headspace this week. It's odd, but we're going to get through this. But we are going to talk about something we don't typically talk about unless something happens in this sport. I want to go ahead and start the show with it before we get into everything else. Tiger Woods.
Okay.
As you know, he hasn't been able to compete in tournaments in a while.
Right.
He's tried to play in them.
Right.
Never
He'll
typically
have,
works.
One good round and the rest of it, And when I say good, I don't even mean Tiger good. Just it's just make the cut.
Yeah,
good.
it's good enough.
But then
he shits the bed. Yeah. It's bad. I saw something last night that for the first time since 2007, I believe he can compete. I saw his swing, and I'll tell you what, it's the best swing I think I've seen in a couple years, since Camilo Villegas was kind of hot, and, Adam Scott's swing has always been good, so I'm kind of excluding him from that discussion. That swing looked as powerful as I think I've ever seen it. He posted a slow motion video on Twitter. I even quoted it and said this exact same thing. I think he's ready to compete for the first time in 10 years. He is a slow motion video. I watched it probably 15 times. Just to make sure.
Sounds like you're a little excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it fair to say that?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you go look at the tweet, you'll see it. You'll see my excitement in it. Just in my words. It's crazy. The slow motion video, he's hitting a 2, maybe a 3 iron, but he's hitting a stinger, which if you don't know, it's a shot you hit low on purpose for the run.
Right.
He probably hit this club, he hits his driver close to 280. I'd be willing to bet he probably put a good 240 on this one.
Wow.
And not just the swing, but what really showed me that the swing was good and healthy, he twirled his club.
He tore the club.
Twirled.
Twirled. Okay. He's feeling it.
Yeah.
He's
feeling
good.
I don't know how much Peak Tiger you watched.
Oh man, I yeah.
But they were
all over Peak Tiger.
There were 60 club twirls around.
Yeah.
In Peak Tiger.
Because he was just,
every shot he took.
Yeah.
Was as pure as it could have been.
I mean, it's exactly what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And you can see it in the video. I feel like you need to see it just for
because as you know, and I'm sure listeners, I think we've talked about it. I haven't been on Twitter that much lately, so I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
But I will say this before you even get a chance to pull up the video. I'm really excited that you're excited to see Tiger again, only because, like I said, and I've said it multiple times on the show, I'm not necessarily saying that the dude will ever. I don't think he'll ever be as great as he was.
No,
but I've said big of a fan as I was of him, though, in peak Tiger moments, I will never just expect him to go out and just flop or want that kind of thing to happen. And if he's going through the first round and he looks competitive and he looks well, like he did in a couple of those tournaments, I will be excited about it. Because it's like, ooh, how well will he end up doing?
And there's a huge difference in my excitement for him now than when he tried to come back. I had seen his swing videos then.
Right.
I had seen him working out at home. I had seen this shit. I follow Tiger as much as he allows the media to follow Tiger.
Right.
I'm not the media.
Right.
I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
I've told you that. I idolized him.
Right. I don't see why you don't anymore, though. I never will get that. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger has a buttload of fans still. And he raped 2 women.
Well, we all know.
Bad, allegedly.
Allegedly. Just, for legality's sake.
Yeah.
You never know if he might come after us for spreading his
Again, if
lies.
he comes after us, it's the same thing that happened with...
Double-edged sword, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he comes after us... So
you got to talk to us, Ben.
That means that we out here in the Pittsburgh
I was going to say, we all
room.
know that Pittsburgh fans aren't the smartest.
Shout out to you, Evan.
Yep. And millions of stupid Penguins fans.
Who threw a great Halloween party this past Saturday. He and his wife. I'm sorry. Just a little quick side note. Happy belated birthday to him and Dante. They have the same birthday. So.
We actually wished them a birthday.
Did we do it
Happy
like
birthday.
coming up?
I think
it had to be. Or no,
we recorded on their birthday.
That's what it was.
Wow. We recorded on their birthday because it was Evan, Leah from middle school.
Yeah, now I know you.
And Dante.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird, but
that's weird.
But yeah, back to Tiger. That's the thing. I've watched those videos. I've seen him. I know that swing inside and out because I tried to emulate it for the longest, and it can't be done. You just can't match what Tiger's swing was and what he was showing us, 2 years ago or even a year ago when he was attempting another comeback. That wasn't the swing I saw in this video. This swing is
looks good.
Is damn good. I'm talking like 2005 Nike commercials good.
I mean, I hope so.
And I don't know if you ever saw the one of him in slow motion with the all black on in the black room. That is the quintessential Tiger Woods swing video. If you're gonna get your significant other or child or yourself is gonna attempt to play golf, that's the video you should watch on repeat over and over again because everything in it's perfect. His feet, his weight transfer, his shoulders, his head, everything in that video is perfect. And I saw it again. I mean, we've had a discussion. You have told me based on the definition of expert because I've put so much of my life into golf.
Right.
I can call myself an expert.
Yeah.
This is an expert opinion saying Tiger Woods' swing is ready to go.
Okay.
As long as he does not try to, if he can take this swing and not try to kill himself by competing, he can keep his body healthy.
Right.
I'm going to show you this video real quick.
But I still stand by what I said. I think he could win another PGA Tour. Well, not a PGA Tour, but I think he can win. That's not the last game he'll win. I mean, last tournament he'll win. The last one he did. I think he's definitely okay to win more tournaments. Will he win any more majors? I'm not so sure. But he'll win some PGA Tour events. I'm positive about it.
And if this is the swing he's going to bring, I agree. I've said it right here. Tiger wouldn't win. Tiger hadn't shown me anything until now that was proof that he could win. But like I said, this video is absolutely not sure what happened. Wow. But this swing is everything you want to see as a fan, as a golf analyst, as a casual sports center watcher. This is the Tiger Woods that got golf on to SportsCenter in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
This is why, a lot of black people play golf.
Very true. Swing. Why a lot of black people play it, why a lot of black people pay attention to it. I mean, I get all that, and I understand, but just like I've told you before on this show, it's just hard to think somebody that was as great as he is, you don't just become not great overnight. Like, that's why with basketball players or football players, it's never just a drop off. Like, can you name anybody that was great one year and then just
great, like Not like, that it given
first
us
ballot Hall of Fame.
Not anybody like that. No.
It just because it doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. That just does not happen. So that being said, I'm not saying that. Like I said, I'm not saying that he'll be back to what he was, but I'm damn sure positive he can go out and be competitive, and that's what I always thought. Because Tiger Woods won majors, not at his best.
Yeah. With a torn MCL and a broken leg in the same day. Yeah, I know. I've seen him at his lowest.
So that's the kind of athlete that we're talking about here. So on his best day, nobody's touching him.
Yeah.
On his worst day, you got a chance.
On his worst day, I think I've got a chance.
Well, on his worst day recently. But I mean, like, when he was hot.
Oh, no, when he was hot.
Yeah, on his worst day, you got a chance.
Nah, maybe. You were still going to lose by 4 or 5. At his best.
That's a chance.
No, it ain't.
4 or 5 strokes, that's a chance.
Well, you were... Okay, listen. You were down by 10 when you guys hit the 9th hole. Already.
That is true, yeah.
You were able to trim that lead to 5.
You were up by 10. On his worst day, you were up by 10, turning at the turn.
No, you weren't.
Tiger wasn't always just winning all weekend. He never came back on a Sunday and won. Come on, man. Come the hell on. You're not going to sit here and tell me that. I watched him do it.
All I'm saying is on Tiger's worst day when he was at his peak, was winning Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
Then he came out of that peak.
You just like to be a contrarian.
I'm not even being a contrarian because I watched him every week.
I get that, but I was just trying to make a point. Your
point is null and void here.
Okay.
Because he came out of that peak, then he was then he would trail on Saturday.
It's fine. What's the next topic? I'm still excited about Tiger.
We're both excited about Tiger Woods now.
I don't give a damn if you're excited about Tiger.
Whatever. Tiger can win. If he's got that swing. If that swing is the one he's going to come back with, Tiger Woods can win. You can see his head's in it. You can see his heart's in it. His body looks like it's going to cooperate for at least a little while longer. Let's not forget the guy will be turning 42 this year.
To play devil's advocate, it's real easy to be focused on all that stuff when you're in shorts and wherever he was when it doesn't matter.
Sure. He was probably at one of his courses. You're absolutely right. But you and I both know, firsthand that golf, you can't have a good day if you're not somewhat focused on it at all. I would like to see a scorecard from that.
I've always had good days. I came back from playing golf, and I don't know how long, and shot one of my best rounds.
Those are some of your best days, but you also go into it with a reinvigorated mindset. Ready to attack the course.
I'm just an athlete. That's just how that works.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into the rest of the show. Since Tiger Woods wants to take up the first 13 and a half minutes.
You wanted to take up the first 13 and a half minutes talking about Tiger.
All right. So, World Series is set.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas and Houston.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you.
L.A. and Houston.
Dallas, what? Anyway. Is it kind of interesting to you that these are literally the best 2 teams in both leagues? Like, how often does that actually happen? I feel like it doesn't, like, the best teams throughout the season, and they sustained
Cleveland did it last year. Cleveland totally won 14 in a row at one point last year.
Yeah, no, okay. How often does it happen that both teams...
Oh, no, not often.
Just listen to everything.
All right.
I said that, though, and you just picked out something. But,
Chicago,
I just thought it was cool.
In their league last year?
Well, the Nationals, I think, were the number 1 seed, weren't they?
I'd have to look at the records. I don't know off the top of my
head. I think they were, but, yeah. Anyway, no, I just feel like that doesn't happen often. Where these 2 teams just ran away with things. Like Houston early, they're the favorite to make the World Series out of the AL, and here come the Dodgers out of nowhere. They're definitely the favorites out of the NL. And it was just interesting to me to see those 2 teams are the ones that ended up making it. Because I heard something today.
It's the way sports should work.
It's the first time in, I don't know, or I think it's only the 3rd time in history that 2 100-win teams make it to the World Series.
Wow.
So there is, I mean, I'm not saying anything to you, but it's like, obviously the two teams that are the best in.
Yeah, I think the Cubs may have only
respective
won like
leagues
last year.
Yeah, and their respective leagues aren't making it to the World Series because teams are winning more than 100 games.
Yeah.
That just happens. So going into the playoffs, it was like, this is the favorite, this is the favorite. For them to actually make it, and it happens like that all throughout sports. Like in every playoffs, you have some underdog is going to come out of nowhere and take down a big favorite, or just a 2 seed is going to win over a 1 or something like that. Yeah. But here, you had the best team.
Hell, the Falcons last year. I mean, the Falcons were
I didn't think they'd make it to the Super Bowl.
They were the second team.
But, yeah.
They were the second seed entering the playoffs.
They were the second seed after Green Bay took out Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
it's not a lot of
definitely happen.
Right.
Especially in the postseason.
That's all I was trying to say. But real quick, who are you rooting for?
I told you that if the Yankees made it, I would be pulling for the National League.
Right.
You told me that you'd be pulling for the National League regardless.
Yep.
That's fine. But I've been riding this rebuilding Houston team for so long.
For a long time, since the beginning of the show.
Since the very beginning of the
show.
Like, as long as we've been doing this, at first it was just Bo Porter. And then they drafted Carlos Correa. And then Jose Altuve just kept hitting the ball. And then they got Alex Bregman, and George Springer came up, and the pitching got better too. And that's without Mark Appel.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he's not up still. Didn't he come up in September last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Did he struggle this year?
He's
struggled
had,
bad?
Yeah, he's had command issues ever since he's been drafted.
Really?
The second time, because the first time
he got drafted.
He's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Nah, I want to go up 1 pick.
I'm going back to college.
And hey, man, respect.
Yeah,
it worked out.
If you feel you're that good and you're very confident, but like I said, struggled with command issues since being redrafted. But yeah, I'm absolutely gonna ride with Houston for the next 7 games, hopefully.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Houston in 7.
That'd be fun.
Just because I love 7-game series.
Don't the Dodgers have home field? I think they won more.
Yeah, I think they've got more wins. So yeah. We didn't have to think who won the All-Star game this year.
No, I hate that though. I personally like. I know how you feel about it, but I like it. But anyway, so you think Houston will beat them in Chavez Ravine? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I think they'll get a couple games.
But if they get to Game 7, we're just setting it up for another Kirk Gibson moment.
Yeah.
And that would be absolutely ridiculous if they walk it off in Game 7. I want to see that, seeing as that was only happened once in the history of the game, and it was a Grand Slam. The Pirates beat the Giants. Was it the New York Giants?
They would have been in the same league, so no.
Even the New York Giants were in the...
they were in the National League.
Okay.
The American League didn't even come around till, later.
So then they had to play somebody.
Let's look it up. Walk off world.
But anyway, it would be the coolest thing I've ever seen if I could see a walk-off home run. No.
1950. Bill Mazeroski, Pittsburgh. Let's find out who was against them.
I'll be damned. Please be right. Please be right. We're sorry to everybody listening.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Why does it not say who it was? I got half of it right that we know of, because I am a baseball historian.
Somewhat.
I suck at baseball.
Yeah, you're awful at all history, actually.
The kicker is baseball is my best one. I hate history. History's dumb, but we don't have to talk about that. I disagree.
It was against the Yankees, actually. Tied 9-9.
So close. So close. I said the New York Giants. Ugh. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't long enough for the Giants. Ugh. I'm pretty proud of myself though, because that's right there. That's right on it.
Yeah. Can't really be too upset with that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, you were just one borough over.
That's it. But yeah, I would absolutely love to see a walk-off home run in Game 7. I feel like there is no better. I can't think of a better feeling on a baseball field that you could have than being on the winning side of that.
I want to know what the count was. Because there were
one thing it doesn't say.
I mean, there were no outs, no on.
Well, I feel like it was first pitch. I feel like he jumped on the first pitch.
Leading off the ninth, homers in the series. It doesn't say.
Oh, you're gonna let this consume you?
I'm gonna find it. But yes, I'm very excited that the Houston Astros have made it. Congratulations to both teams.
All right.
Clayton has a chance to finally cement his legacy
after going out and pitching pretty well, and
he absolutely did.
Yeah.
It's too bad. It's just too bad, Rick. You're just one night premature.
I know. I believe in Clayton though. I think we'll get at least 2 good starts out of him this World Series, because I think he'll start tonight, and I think he will start if the Dodgers are in position to sweep. He'll start in Game 4.
Okay. I think that he's going Game 4 regardless. I think that they'll just work off a 3-man rotation. That way they can get him in as much as possible.
Yeah, that
way
sense.
Game 7 comes.
Game 7,
he's got the
ready.
ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we saw Madison Bumgarner pitch 3 times.
Mad Bum's a different kind though.
You're right.
I mean, if we're being real, Mad Bum's got a different kind of heart.
I feel like he walked into Bochy's office and was like, "I don't care.
Give me the ball. Yeah.
I don't care.
Give me the ball.
I know I started yesterday, but
I'm good.
I'm ready. You want me to start today? I got you."
That's what I'm saying. Mad Bum's a different kind of great, and that's not to discredit what Clayton is at all.
Not
I think
at all,
Clayton's
because
a bulldog in his own
I think
right.
that's the class of pitchers. Like, that's the elite of the elite right now.
Right.
With Clayton slightly edging them because just slightly, because dominance
is ridiculous.
In the regular season.
Just absolutely ridiculous.
Now, come postseason, Mad Bum has shown he knows how to win. He's got 3 rings.
Right. Yeah. Very true.
And one of them they wouldn't have without him.
I know the last one.
Yeah.
The last one they would not have, and Madison Bumgarner was not in that
not at all
bullpen or in the rotation.
But yes, I think that this series is absolutely going to be pitching versus hitting. Without a doubt. You get pitching from LA. You're going to get the explosive offense from Houston. If LA scores runs, they're going to do it in the National League way. They're going to manufacture those runs.
Right. Get them
They're going to steal bases.
Get them in.
Yeah. They're going to do that type. Not to mention, Justin Turner is going to probably drive in 18 runs this series.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
He's going to do it.
He's got to do it against, He's got to do it against somehow. Justin Verlander, though, who has looked absolutely amazing.
ALCS MVP, absolutely.
He's looked great. You still got Dallas Keuchel, who I know is struggling, but he's still Dallas Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel.
The same thing that I've been saying with Clayton Kershaw he's been struggling. It's like, I get it. He's struggling. He just can't figure it out in the postseason. But I'm still afraid when I see his name. That's who we're going against. I mean, it's Clayton. It's Dallas. You know, Colin McHugh,
Lance McCullers.
They're pretty good.
They got good pitchers.
So I mean, we've got to see. And then on the flip side of that, they're going against a pretty good offense.
Yeah, I said, Justin Turner's good. So Yasiel Puig has definitely found himself during this postseason,
hasn't he?
And I'm so glad. Somebody tweeted the other day and was like, Yasiel Puig or Orbit are going to be World Series champions at the end of 2 weeks. Like, by the end of this month, either Yasiel Puig will have a ring or the mascot from Houston will have a ring. And I thought that was like perfect, because Orbit is one of those mascots that is visible and messes with people before games and stuff.
Yeah.
And Yasiel Puig is the exact same thing for the other team. He's like a mascot, an unofficial mascot who plays baseball really well.
Okay.
Hot take.
Hot take. All right, there you go. Throw that on there. Hot take.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree. But I think it's going to be a pretty...
I don't want that to sound like I'm knocking Yasiel, because I personally love him.
I know you do.
I want him to be in our outfield next summer. Or next summer.
I know. But I'm just saying, I don't look at him and think he's a mascot. I love the fact that he's kind of loosened up and he's having fun, and But I mean, for all intents and purposes, he was having fun as soon as he came up.
Oh yeah,
people just didn't like it.
They tried to shut it down, and he kept doing it anyway.
And I mean, let's be real, he looked like a douche doing it. Yeah. I mean, at certain times he did look a little douchey. I understand,
man.
But I mean, I was fine with him. He's having fun,
and when you can throw a ball like that from the outfield. I don't care what you do.
But now it's gotten to the point where since the white man signing his checks, he's doing what the white man wants him to do. And just have fun in a traditional way. And he's starting to speak English. Yeah. I love it, though.
And, yeah, because I saw him tweet the other day, and it was in English, and it looked like a good sentence.
He tweeted...
about the bat flips, Keith Olbermann.
Yes.
Yeah. Keith Olbermann's kind of... He's lost me.
I retweeted it, though, and it was so funny.
He's
like Puig loved the fan, or Puig loves you, or something like that.
Yeah, and he invited him to the game and was like, "I got tickets for you."
Hey, they're even funner in person. Mm-hmm. I've got tickets for you. Come see us play. Puig love you, or something like that. Man, he's awesome.
I'm very excited for this series. I will definitely be watching.
Yep.
Clearly. Yep. I kind of have to, or else this show loses all credibility.
Literally. Everything we've ever said.
Nobody can trust us anymore. Nobody. So, we've got.
I guess I'll watch the World Series.
Yeah. Shout outs to Tara. She hasn't corrected us on saying her name, so I'm guessing it's Tara, not Tara.
Thank God it's not Tara.
Yeah. But sorry about the Cubs. We both love Jason Hayward.
Do you really, actually?
I do.
After you just said his name? How dare you?
I definitely do.
The man you killed. You say his name.
I'm kind of sad that the Cubs can't repeat. But at the same time, I think this will be a much more bearable series on Twitter because Cubs fans are out of pocket.
They always are. But like I think me and you have talked about it, you go 108 years, I think you're a little allowed to be out of pocket.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I mean, give them the season. You got the season. Had they won again this year, it's like, okay, next year you're going in as the reigning champs, but you've been there before now. So, calm down a little bit 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah. And I think I'm a little worn out on repeats because of the Penguins.
Yeah.
Because all off season, that's all we heard was, back to back, and still to this day, they won't even let us enjoy that the Predators were just voted the number one franchise in all of sports.
The Penguins fans won't.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't let you do that. I wouldn't let you either. Like had the Nationals gotten voted the number one franchise in all the sports, and the Braves were coming off of a World Series, and the Nationals were sitting at home watching that World Series.
The Nationals are different. I hate them. More than I hate the Penguins.
I can't think of who the Penguins would be that rival with.
Anybody in the East. The same team they keep putting out in the second round, the Capitals. That's your rival. I mean, that's where Ovi is.
And had they beaten the Capitals in the Stanley Cup, I'm pretty sure the Capitals would be getting it. But I mean, that's gonna happen, buddy. I'm sorry.
Just let us enjoy this. You already caused enough pain and sorrow in Middle Tennessee for
they
a lifetime.
Can't just let you enjoy it though because they beat you. They beat us or you. I'll say you still. I'm on it though.
You can. Us works.
I mean, I've been getting the updates and everything. Colton, we won 1-0 the other day. He was the only one with the goal,
and that was such a good game for the Predators.
I get so excited.
That was his second straight game with a goal too.
It was,
which was really nice to see. It was because we don't have the depth.
We absolutely lost it. Yeah, and it was 4-1. But he scored that goal. So. Okay. But back to how he got started. I feel like we started going. We were doing really good without going on tangent.
It's what we do.
But
it's a staple of the show.
But I didn't really need the Cubs to get back. The only reason I was rooting for him so hard last year was strictly because I wanted Jay Hay to get a ring, and it didn't hurt that David Ross was also on that team.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't dislike the Cubs at all, but I wanted J-Hay to get a ring more than anything else. And now, for me to root really hard for J-Hay to get a ring, don't get me wrong, if he gets more, I'm excited about it. I'm going to root hard for him. But for me to be rooting for it out the gate, he needs to be back in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because now, as the options I have, I want Clayton to get that ring.
Yeah.
Or, and Yasiel Puig. And Adrian Gonzalez is going to get a ring here if they win it.
I'm cool if he doesn't. I mean, I'm cool with the entire infield on the other side getting a ring.
They're so young, though.
That infield.
They're so young, though. They're going to have 15 more chances to do it.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right. Jesus. Like, everybody except for Ulieski Gurriel in that infield is under 20 or under 28.
Yeah. Definitely under 28. The left side of the infield is under 25.
Yeah, God. They are really good.
I mean, but yeah, I really, more than anything, I want Clayton to get one because Clayton has easily been the best pitcher in the league for, what can we say, 4 or 5 years now?
He's got to be the best pitcher that we personally
have ever seen.
Like, just us two. I'm not saying all baseball
fans.
Right,
just in my age. In my lifetime, I've never seen a pitcher better than Clayton Kershaw.
We didn't get to watch the big three in Atlanta
not
much.
Really,
And
we didn't get to watch him and appreciate what was happening. We got to watch him. I remember watching Greg Maddux pitch and Tom Glavine and Smoltz. I remember that, but I don't remember thinking, like, man, he's spotting up tonight. Or do you see how much that ball's moving? Or,
did you see that curveball in the
all
dirt?
This other stuff. I don't remember that. But being able to appreciate what Clayton can do is easily the best pitcher I've ever gotten a chance to see. Just like saying LeBron is the best basketball player I've ever seen, hands down. Because I didn't really get a chance to see Michael.
Mm-mm.
And I think that's part of the reason why I also will always think Michael's better. Just because the stories that I've heard about the things that people saw Michael do is like...
And we'll tell our kids about the things we saw LeBron do if he's not still playing in 20 years.
Nah, he will be.
Yeah.
Player coach, Bill Russell.
Wouldn't shock me because his body hasn't slowed down. And I have this conversation with people all the time.
He's got to slow down sometime.
But LeBron has gotten better in the last 3 years. It's crazy.
He's going to break down.
Like approaching 30, he got better.
One day he's just going to wake up and everything on him is going to be broken.
I know what you're saying, but I hope you're wrong. So that way I'm right. Like when I tell people he's gonna play till he's 55.
He could, man. I'm not gonna.
And I tell people all the time, I'm like, the dude puts over $1 million into his body as far as workouts and diets and foods and all of this other stuff. The dude spends like, do you know how much money $1 million is?
No, because I've never seen it.
Neither have I, but it's a lot of zeros. Just imagine it as a bunch of $1 bills.
That's the only way I can fathom it.
Your weekly New Girl reference, they will remain until Lamorne Morris listens to this show. Because he does follow me on Twitter. I'm going to get him one day.
He retweeted it one day, right? Or
he liked it because I said something about it. I think I mentioned him and Max and Coach and Damon. I don't know why I called him Coach, but anyways,
as Coach.
I do only know him as Coach, and whatever his character's name was from Let's Be Cops. Other quick baseball news: the Braves are going to pick up Tyler Flowers' option.
Good
they
move.
Are not going to pick up R.A. Dickey's option.
Kind of iffy move.
Yeah,
that's how I felt about it.
And Dusty Baker will not be back as the Nationals manager.
I've had this talk with my dad. How do you feel about that?
I didn't want him to stay there anyways, but that's because I love Dusty. I think he's a great manager.
Same thing my dad said. I personally also love Dusty, and I don't necessarily want him to be managing the Nationals, but I don't want Dusty to be out of work. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yes. It was just kind of I hated when they hired him, but I was like, man, the Nationals are, the manager won't be the problem.
No.
And I mean,
it's the outfield that loses balls.
And the bullpen that just absolutely could not hold a lead. And so It's the Nationals. The Nationals are going to be Nationals.
They looked so bad in the postseason to that bullpen.
That's going to They always do, and I don't understand why people come. Tara was afraid of the Nationals, and she was afraid of Max Scherzer.
You should be afraid of Max Scherzer, and that's.
Do you want to know why I wasn't though? Because we played Max Scherzer this year.
Yeah, we beat up on him,
and we beat him. I want to say we ended up facing him 4 times this year and beat him 2 or 3.
Yeah,
and I was just like. I mean, I get it. He's a great pitcher, but he can be beat. Mm. And he's been beaten by teams a lot worse than the Cubs, like the Braves.
Yeah.
So that's not who you should be worried about. I think you need to be worried about the guy that might win the Cy Young again in the National League because he's got like a 2.2 ERA.
What are you talking about, Clayton?
Yeah. He went 18-4.
And he missed time. So
missed time and got like a 2.4.
Imagine an alternate universe where players like that never got hurt.
Where like Brandon Roy would still play.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Greg Oden would have taken over. I don't know how good Greg Oden was.
I don't think that would have happened only because he had the talent. I don't think his injuries were what got him.
Okay. But, yes, imagine a world where Clayton, is able to pitch all 35 scheduled starts in a year. And he goes
Strasburg
32
still would not be able to pitch them all because he is not an injury.
No.
That's just with all the bangers today.
That's just him being a little insert adjective. Yeah. I don't think Dusty will be out of work for long.
Yeah. But, I mean, you just never know.
Ron Gardenhire got a job after not managing for a few years.
Yeah. But I like seeing Dusty on the side. I mean, in the dugout. So
like, that's the one sport you can't say, like, on the sideline.
Yeah.
Like soccer, sideline.
Football,
basketball,
sideline.
even. Sideline.
Sideline. Tennis, even.
Yeah. Sideline. Baseball, it's its own thing. The dugout. Yeah, it's crazy, but
yeah, but I'm just sad to see Dusty unemployed. Definitely glad he's getting up out of Washington.
Yeah, wasn't his fault.
Very happy about that.
Which way you want to go next? Round ball, pigskin.
Let's go pigskin so we can kind of get it out of the way because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. For some reason, I'm just not interested in football and in the NFL this year.
And I was going to start in college football just real quick. The one team we want to continue winning does. The other team that we don't want to continue winning also does. Come on, Florida. I need y'all to do something this week.
The one thing I'll say about Georgia, because I'm still skeptical about it. I mean, let's be honest. They've given me plenty of reason to be since I was born. Mm-hmm. Georgia still has a few trap games, man.
Yep, Florida this weekend.
They've got Florida this weekend. They've got Tech later, who is not just going to be a pushover.
Despite a god-awful display, not this past Saturday, but against Miami, where you let them throw the same screen pass 12 times, just nickel and dime their way right on into field goal position, and lost the game on purpose, it seems. I don't know what you were doing, Paul Johnson, but this is exactly why I want you gone. Sure, you might not even call defensive plays, but you damn sure didn't stop it.
You didn't tell him to stop.
You didn't tell Ted Roof, hey, why do we keep backing up? Why do we keep allowing these 4, 5, 6 yard gains inside of 2 minutes to go?
All right.
And they've got, 2 timeouts, I think.
That was a chance for Tech to make a big splash.
You stop them. You beat an undefeated team. You take the lead in the ACC. And now guess what? The only team standing in your way of winning an ACC title this year is Clemson.
All right.
And before I found out Kelly Bryant's coming back this weekend, that looked like a very real possibility.
I mean, yeah.
Clemson hadn't been super impressive to me.
With Kelly Bryant at quarterback. And that's why I don't think him being back at quarterback would have changed anything for me. They needed to win that game.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple. But
now Tech did bounce back with a big win over Wake Forest.
Right.
Also a big win in their division in the ACC.
Georgia.
Yeah, back to Georgia.
They've got Florida. They've got Georgia Tech. They've got Kentucky, who's not as bad as I think everybody wants them to be. And let's say they do get through all that. They still got the SEC championship, who is most likely going to be against Alabama. Obviously, I'm saying most likely just as a formality.
I'm pretty sure they got to win one more game and lock up the damn division.
Probably because everybody else has been beating
Auburn's
up
already
on each
lost
other.
twice.
Yeah.
Hell, they got beat by LSU. Not
LSU
this past weekend, but the
has
week before.
Also lost twice. I'm pretty sure.
They lost to Troy earlier this season.
They lost to Troy. That was just bad.
Yeah.
That was just awful.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Not sure how you lose to Troy. So yeah, Georgia.
Ole Miss has lost more than twice.
Yeah, Georgia, you have to do it in order for anybody to believe you. Georgia fans out there listening.
I mean, it's just got to happen.
You guys,
I'm not gonna believe it until
you start
it happens.
every year the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You get all the love. You've got the recruits. You got the schedule, and then you go out and lose to Missouri, or you lose to Vanderbilt at home,
or you lose to Florida this weekend. I mean, it's a real possibility, And I'm sorry, but
offense looks good under Jake Fromm. Defense is as deep as it's ever been, as I've heard from Bubba 8 million times.
I just got to see it, man.
Like, you've got to.
None of this stuff means anything.
Yeah.
I asked one of my players, because he's a Georgia fan and it's cool, but I was like, "Hey man, when was the last time Georgia won a game that meant anything?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Let me think. 2001 Sugar Bowl." I was like, "Dude, were you even alive?"
And that game wasn't for the national championship, so
he was like, "But I mean, that's a good win.
Bowl,
yeah,
sure.
Let's say you finish the season as one of the top 4 teams in the nation.
Yeah,
because it was 4 bowls.
Mm-hmm.
You finish as one of the top 4 in the nation. I get it, but you're going back 16 years to give me a game that matters, and you want me to get excited about what's going on now.
Mm-mm.
That doesn't even make sense to me. So, but it's funny. It's fun.
You just have to do it before I believe in you.
You have to.
And I'll probably still never believe in you. Because I'm not a Georgia fan.
All right.
And I'm a Georgia Tech fan, so I have to hate you.
Also true.
But yeah, I mean, as far as college football goes, I try to watch the Alabama game, and I try to watch the Tech game, or at least follow along with what's going on in the Tech game.
Right.
And
that's about it.
yeah, if I catch other football games on Saturday,
Penn State whooped up on John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have been a good game for you to watch. We turned that one on at the party after Game 7 for the Yankees and Astros kind of got out of control.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good one though. USC got railed by Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that came from. The one thing that sucks is that does 3 things. It makes USC look not that great at all.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was going. I mean, it pretty much guaranteed Sam Darnold coming back to school next year, rather than going to the draft where he was supposedly going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
It also makes that loss Notre Dame had to Georgia
not look so bad.
Not look so bad for Notre Dame, and
looks better
for Georgia. So it's whatever.
Anytime another team makes Georgia look better, I hate them.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
And
I'm pretty sure
you can call us haters if you want. No,
I hate Georgia. Yeah, it's not a secret.
Call me crazy. At least you're calling. No such thing as bad press.
That is true.
So
it's true.
Yeah, if you guys want to flame me on Twitter and tell me how wrong I am for hating Georgia, go for it.
Go for it, please. Please do.
In the NFL, all I got to say is, man, the Falcons about to miss the playoffs.
Ooh, before we get into that, okay, let me share this with you because it's hilarious. The division leaders throughout Week 7. The NFC North.
Minnesota.
Yes. NFC South.
The Saints.
Yes.
At 5-2.
Yes.
Yep.
4-2.
Oh, my bad.
The NFC West.
NFC West is the Rams.
The NFC East.
The Eagles.
At
6-1.
Right. Okay. That's just the NFC.
Yep.
How What?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Not the Cowboys. Not the Packers.
It's
not the reigning NFC champion Falcons.
Not the
Seahawks.
Not the Cardinals. And in the NFC, I mean, it just doesn't it doesn't make sense. Nothing about this makes sense. And then in the AFC, you have the Steelers and Patriots in the lead in their respective divisions, like we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. You know, both of which
they don't look.
It doesn't look
good.
Like they're 5-2 and lead their division, but they are 5-2 and lead their division. And then in the AFC South, we have the Titans.
The Titans, who have looked awful all year.
The Tennessee Titans, but they've won more games than they've lost.
Yes, they just keep winning games. I don't get it.
They are leading their division.
Although they went to overtime with the Browns, so that should show you, 1, how bad that division is, 2, how bad that team is.
Very true.
Like, the Titans,
but
if the Titans get into the playoffs, they are going to be a first-round exit.
But they still beat the Browns.
Yes.
I'm pulling hard for Marcus Mariota. I still like Marcus Mariota.
And you know my ties to the Nashville area.
And they got Derrick Henry back there toting that thing.
And he needs to be the number 1 running back.
He won't, though, until DeMarco Murray
has a terrible year.
I agree with you.
And I struggle with it every Sunday because I have both backs. Wow. I'm like, who's gonna get the carries today?
I can tell you DeMarco Murray is gonna get the most.
Well, that's what I think. I'm like, tougher defense, DeMarco, let's go. Nope, Derrick Henry ends up with all the carries, all the yards, all the touchdowns.
Really?
And he's sitting on my bench.
He needs to be the number 1 for sure then. I didn't know they were running him like that. Every time I saw him, it was him kind of spelling DeMarco. Maybe he is still spelling DeMarco,
but he's
busting it every time.
But I try to go with who I think is going to get the carries, because if you get the carries, it's a numbers game.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to get these yards, these receptions, and the touchdowns. That's it.
And the Chiefs struggling at 5-2 are leading their division.
Yep.
So,
which means they've lost 2 in a row?
Yes.
Because they were 5-0.
They were 5-0.
So, get it together, Kansas City. You're struggling. But, back to the Atlanta Falcons.
Classy, San Diego.
They're 3-3. In the midst of
Are they 3-3? I thought they were 4-3.
Nope. Because they've already had a bye week. We had this problem last week. 3-3. This was week 7. I said last week was week 7. I was 1 week ahead.
But they only had 1 loss at the time, right? And they've lost their last 2 games.
Last week when we recorded, yes. They had only lost 1. Because we did it on Friday.
No, we did it on Wednesday.
Or Wednesday, yes.
Okay.
And then they lost Sunday.
2. Weren't they 4-1 at that time, though?
3-1.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. We even looked it up in the middle of the show. We had to, because I didn't know how to count.
Neither do I.
They're at 3-3. With 3 straight losses.
Yeah, that's bad.
To the AFC East. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots.
And they've beaten the Packers.
The Bears, barely. And Lions, yes. Also barely.
Okay.
So this
guys.
This is a team.
I had to get it together.
This is a team that could be sitting at 1-5 right now.
Right.
I know last week I said they should be 1-4. And they've shown me nothing that really backs up their record, man. They're not that good. And I get it. They set the bar astronomically high last year.
By making the Super Bowl and
having one of the best offenses of all time.
Right.
They don't look that good on offense. Play calling. We talked about Sark last week.
And I had to try to make Darius feel a little better today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, that's Sarkisian. And I felt the same way that you're feeling right now all throughout the national championship. I just did not understand why he was calling the plays he was calling. They didn't make sense. There was nothing to flow. I just don't understand why this guy is so highly recommended and coveted and, I mean, supposed to be some hot commodity. I'm just not seeing it.
No.
Dude's obviously got a bad history of being drunk in his past. I didn't know any of this. So we're going to bring him to Atlanta with the infamous Magic City. Yeah. You know old white people can't stay away from a big butt black girl.
Nope.
I can barely stay away from a big booty black girl.
I excel at it.
Shout out to you, Jasmine Jacobs. Do you now?
Not big butt though.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you're right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. God, I was on a roll,
and I just had to ruin it. Ruined.
But I think Matt Ryan is also kind of regressing back to that player that we thought he was. Not a bad player, not a bad quarterback, but he's not this.
Not an MVP quarterback.
Not an MVP quarterback.
Not an elite quarterback.
Not an elite quarterback. I think he's good. Mm-hmm. He's on the top tier of good. But you got like Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees,
Tom
Brady. Also heard a lot of good things about Carson Wentz.
And I was going to say Alex Smith.
I don't know if I think I'd put Alex Smith in that same category as Matt Ryan and also Carson Wentz at the bottom of that category, not because of skill level, only because you got to keep doing it. Yeah. You know, that's why I don't think Matt Ryan should be in the elite category because, I mean, you did it one year, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Those other guys, they put out big numbers every year in, year out. So
one thing that bugs me about Matt is last year, while they were having that success, you would see him change plays.
Right.
When he felt the need.
Right.
This year he doesn't.
He doesn't do it.
Why are you running a jet sweep at the end of the game when you're trailing?
On the 1 yard line.
Why are you not pounding it up the middle or going to your 6'5" all-world receiver? Right there. You got to throw the ball. How many feet are in a yard?
3. How many feet are in a yard? That movie was on last night.
I don't know that movie.
Remember it? Oh, no, it was How Many Feet Are in a Mile. I'm sorry. Remember
it's like 5,320 or something.
5,280.
I overshot by 40 feet. So, anyways, he doesn't change the plays. He's back to underthrowing and overthrowing receivers.
Right.
Like, the team is back. It's the same team.
Essentially.
They added Dontari Poe. And they got a better lineman.
Essentially, it's the NFC champion Falcons.
Yeah.
Literally. But they're not performing like the NFC champs.
No, not at all.
I mean, Julio, I always thought this. Julio definitely helped out Matt as far as looks.
Yeah.
Because Julio does things that are weird, strange. Had his first touchdown pass in week 7. That makes no sense. Why is he just now getting a touchdown reception in week 7?
And guess who my fantasy quarterback and lead receiver are?
Yeah, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you drafted them because you were like, they're going to be throwing to you. Well, Matt Ryan's going to be throwing to Julio. This is going to be easy. Because it should have been. There's no way that arguably the best receiver in the National Football League, who is my choice for the number 1 receiver in the league, should not have a touchdown until week 7.
This was a guy that not last year, but the year before was, a couple receptions away from breaking like the single season yards record.
Yeah.
Or single season reception record.
The yards, I think.
And last year, like I said, one of the best offenses of all time, rivaling only the greatest show on turf.
Shout out to you, LA.
Yeah.
Because they're there now.
Yeah, not then. They were in St. Louis. But, I mean, this team just isn't... I don't even want to call it, Super Bowl run hangover or anything like that. This team just...
They are
who we thought they were.
And we let them off the hook last year.
Yep. Everybody was so caught up in oh, shit, we're going to the Super Bowl. Everybody was selling T-shirts at the gas stations and stuff, and you forgot to look.
What were they supposed to do?
I guess, but you should have instantly regretted if you bought one of those T-shirts the moment that game was over in February.
Oh, you mean like they bought Super Bowl champion T-shirts, like shirts that said Super Bowl champs?
I'm sure they probably did, but I didn't see any of those. But the fact fact that people were selling shirts as much as they were, without really looking at what that team had been in the past.
But in all fairness, that the Falcons should have won that game.
a good team does.
And I'm not disagreeing with you there. But I'm just saying, the Falcons, in the position that they were in...
I honestly think there's 5 other teams from the NFC that would have finished that off.
And I hear you, but that's more talking down on the Falcons and their downfalls than everybody getting excited for what they, how far they had gotten. You put, like you said, you put 5 other teams easily 5, probably more than that. You put 5 other teams in that position in the third quarter.
25 points.
Yeah, they finish it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I think people. I don't necessarily think that it was wrong that people were excited. Falcons played a hell of 2.5 quarters.
I hate. Mike Vick wouldn't have blown no 25.
Mike Vick would not have blown that lead because he would have got out there and ran all the time. Stayed inbound.
He just ran the clock.
Oh my goodness, I miss Mike Vick.
Imagine that alternate universe.
Where he never goes to jail?
Yeah. Atlanta becomes title town. You heard me.
Yeah, Mike Vick single-handedly rejuvenates the city.
Yep.
The Braves start
brings
finishing.
Jobs back.
Yep.
Makes America great again.
Holmes. All right. What are we talking about next?
All right, let's move on to my favorite portion of the show, where we rename it the Giannis Antetokounmpo fan show.
No, that's what we not gonna do.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Because you ain't gonna Dante me. This is also my show, so that's what we not gonna do.
That's what we gonna do.
No, we not naming this.
That's what we gonna do.
We're not naming this the Giannis Antetokounmpo show. Ever. Don't ever say that again.
I'm gonna say it now, and when he wins the MVP this year.
Shut up.
And when they get put out of the second round of the playoffs.
They wouldn't make it that far.
They absolutely will.
No.
Yeah. Watch.
Anyway. What do you want to say about Giannis?
What can't I say about Giannis? The guy is the only good thing in Milwaukee right now. Probably the best thing to ever happen.
I doubt. No.
To the state of Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know
Aaron Rodgers plays down the road.
You're just trolling. Okay. I thought so with the first comment, but now I know. It's all right, buddy. Go ahead.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has had 35 plus points in every game he's played this season.
Is it 35 plus? I thought it was just
33 plus. My bad.
Yeah,
yes, 33 plus in every game he's played this season, including a 44-point outburst.
32 plus.
All right, Giannis Antetokounmpo has more points per game this year than your favorite player. Fact check me. Does that one work, Ricky?
That one works. Suffice. Yeah, that one is good.
And I have been laughed at and ridiculed.
I haven't been laughed at or ridiculed.
I have been called hurtful things.
Like what?
By our Asian friend and sometimes correspondent Dante Gould.
What did he call you?
He called me a bitch.
You got out of line first.
I didn't.
You got real sensitive.
No, I didn't.
You don't got to go back and look at it because I was getting all of them.
I need to go look at it.
You got pretty upset with it. You came off as being very upset, and you took digs at him first, and
I feel like it's been lit on Twitter lately for me.
Yeah, probably.
Your top 5 is terrible. Eat my ass, bitch.
See, that's the first thing you say to him. Of course.
Improve your top 5 first. Eat a dick. Improve.
That was Cody.
Your top 5.
That was Dante.
It's premature. And then I said, like your ejaculation habits.
Again, Cody.
Get your own podcast, then holla at me.
That's Cody. That's all Cody. That's what I'm saying. You're the one that came at him a little messed up. He was just trying to talk to you about your top 5.
Okay, had he came and said, hey, Cody, I'd like to offer some constructive criticism. This new Dante I'm hearing about would have come to me and said, hey, Cody, I like the players you included, but your top 5 needs some work.
That's
Here's
his way
who
of saying
I think.
That. That's his way of saying
that. Not once did he say, Kawhi should have Giannis' spot. Or, any other of his top 5 players. Do you know his top 5?
He did tell me. I just forgot.
Okay.
He did tell me. Yeah.
I said what I said.
He didn't have Russ in it, but he did have.
All right. At this point, he's a Russ hater.
No. Well, given the Russ for MVP,
he said Paul George was a top 5 MVP candidate last year.
He didn't say that.
Paul George didn't even finish in the fucking voting. I'm pretty sure he got 0 first place votes for MVP.
That was him trying to be weird. I don't know what was wrong with him.
You want a contrarian? That's your guy.
I've called him a contrarian before too. But yeah, man, I just think you could have. I think you're a little premature on the Giannis thing. Just like you were premature on Steph Curry, right?
I totally included him long time ago in our top 5 points.
That's what I'm saying. You were way too premature.
Maybe I'm just a fortune teller.
No,
a soothsayer.
And I knew that's what you were going to say. I knew you were going to say, soothsayer? I just see into the future. No, I don't know what that's.
It means you see into the future.
I mean, context clues, I gathered that, but what did he think? I don't like it. Never mind. I'll find it.
Okay.
I'll find it. But all
right, so I'm pretty mature.
Yeah,
not the first time I've heard that in my life.
Just a little bit.
Cody arrives early from time to time.
Yeah, because you said,
wink, wink.
And you had Karl Anthony Towns. That's just a bad one.
I expect big things from those guys up in Minnesota.
For what?
Why not? Root for the little guys.
That's not answering my question at all. What has Karl Anthony Towns done to make you think he's a top 5 player? I think that was more of the problem that he had.
And just say that. If that's the way.
No, I mean, I think he thinks Giannis didn't deserve to be in it either. Well, but Karl Anthony Towns isn't even in the top 10, top 15 at this point. You're just out here throwing out names that you know. That's what it kind of seemed like. It was like, oh, I saw a cat on a commercial. Yeah,
I see him on lots of commercials.
That's what I'm saying.
Would someone who's not a top 5 player get a bunch of commercials like that? No. Eric Bledsoe ain't got no
George
commercials.
Has a commercial. Gang.
Okay. All right.
There
you
you
win
go.
This round, sir. You win this round. Dante, you don't win any rounds. Giannis is in there. And he proves it night after night. But let's stop talking about
not even
our favorite player.
Yet. So, no, let's stop talking about Cody's favorite player.
Without a doubt. Not even close.
Okay,
if I had the money, I would buy a Giannis jersey right now.
Don't say we.
Speaking of the Bucks jerseys, I think that is like my favorite jersey in NBA right now.
Yeah.
Not just because Giannis wears it, but I've been playing a lot of NBA Live lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard correctly here on this show. I'm going to say something crazy. Hot take.
There is.
I endorse NBA Live 18. As someone who has only played 2K since 2K Chris Paul edition.
You're out here endorsing the enemy.
I firmly endorse NBA Live for 2 reasons.
You a goofy. You a op.
For 2 reasons. Never say that again, please.
Yeah, because the only reason I will say it again, for a couple reasons, actually. 1, you knew exactly where it was from.
Yeah.
Okay. And 2, you gave me and the little guy Dante, such a bad time you gave us such a hard time when we said that she is absolutely amazing. And you know she is.
I still disagree completely.
You know she is.
I still disagree completely. And
this is a Cardi B show.
Her outburst on Instagram the other day she broke up with Offset is
so hot.
Exactly why she's
That's so hot.
No, it's not.
It's not so attractive, and it just makes my heart go, honestly.
Well, if you can steal it from Offset, go for it. I will come to that wedding
about it.
Before I come to.
We ain't gotta talk about that.
The Mia Khalifa wedding.
I know you're not coming to that wedding
ever. I will sabotage it.
Okay.
In the ducks, Winston. I hope they can hear that on there. I totally turned the volume up since volume has been a complaint.
Who complained about it?
Dante.
Again?
No, but the one time was enough.
Oh, okay.
Dante, you're out here ruining everything. Anyways, another thing in the NBA I want to talk to. I noticed we're running kind of long today, but it's been a good show. The Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Lost opening night.
Right.
Lost the next night.
Right.
Think they lost their
third. I believe them. Did they lose the next night?
I think they did.
I thought they lost. I thought they won the second game.
They haven't
I could be wrong. I think you're right. They lost the next night and won Friday.
Yeah. And then Steph Curry out here fined $50,000
for getting ejected the other night
and throwing his mouthpiece in the direction of a referee,
which is a stupid thing.
Very stupid. He was fined $25,000 for it last year.
Are you saying that the fine is stupid or what he did was stupid?
Both.
Oh man,
the fine's crazy. He was fined $25,000 last year. They doubled it. Not saying he can't afford it, because I'm sure he can. But
Under Armour money.
Yeah. Degree money.
The car money. I don't know what car.
I don't remember what car it was. Mazda, I think.
Was it Mazda?
Might have been Mazda.
Let's go with Mazda.
I feel like he's a Mazda guy.
The Mazda money.
He's not out here endorsing like Maserati.
Kia.
Yeah.
That's LeBron.
We were on way different ends of the spectrum there. I named a luxury car. You went with...
Who is out here endorsing luxury cars?
Rappers. Not NBA players.
Not even. Anyway, I think it was a stupid thing for him to be fined for.
Are the Warriors okay?
Yeah. Who's gonna beat him in the playoffs?
I'm just asking questions. You. Just running the show.
I'm just asking you.
I'm just doing my job.
Okay, go ahead. Ask me again.
Are the Warriors okay?
After what you've seen from the Warriors, do you think somebody will beat them in the playoffs?
Without a doubt, no.
Okay, so there's that.
All right, so what a show.
That's the end of that.
I think that's the end of the show, actually.
Yeah. Them DMs over there popping though.
Ow! They're not, and one of them is from Ben. So chill out.
Oh, just one of them, huh?
Yes. I don't know who the other one is from.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my God. We talked about the Falcons, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Warriors, Justin Verlander, the World Series, Dusty Baker, and the Braves. I think we covered everything, and I think metaphorically we threw a "fuck you, Dante" in there.
You might have.
I probably
think I did. I don't know why. You even put that on there. What do you have against Dante?
Everything.
Okay. You like anything about him?
From time to time, yes. I think he does have good music taste.
You knew he was up here?
Yeah. He Snapchatted me his face, and all he kept saying was, "My top 5 is trash." And you called me some unsavory things. A bitch ass N-word.
When?
In the Snapchat.
We need to.
Rickey has a problem. We are going to seek treatment immediately. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can find me on Twitter at LaneGretzky76. You can find the show at Battery_podcast. Rickey will probably be checking himself into rehab soon, so don't even bother.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
And I will bring you a show as soon as I can.
Yep.
Maybe Rickey will be rehabilitated by then. Doubt it.
Takes a village. Rome wasn't built in a day.
You're
just
right.
Throwing inspirational quotes out at this point.
Both of those actually worked, though.
Yep.
It's going to take a village to raise this child.
Very true.
This grown-ass man needs some help. But anyways, like I said, have a new person that we have to shout out. So shout-outs to Peyton, Rhiannon, Ben, Tara, and Madeline. I'm going to say Madeline, even though it could be Madeline. I don't know. I never know. So I'm just going to go Madeline, and if I'm wrong, she'll correct me.
Are we shouting out everybody that listens to
I do, because I genuinely appreciate these people.
Yeah, but we don't have to do it every week.
I will continue to shout these people out.
Well, then just shout out Evan and Dante. They listen
Evan and
to
Dante,
it every week.
You
too,
shouted
and
out.
So does my dad.
Evan already.
Are they not your friends?
Evan?
Dante?
I would.
You love Dante. You told him happy birthday twice.
Is a reach.
You told him happy birthday twice.
If Dante hit me up for money right now, I wouldn't help him out.
Dante wouldn't help me out if I hit him up for money.
Then is he really your friend?
He loves me like a brother.
Dante is a weird guy.
He is a weird guy. But anyway, just don't, because it makes me feel like they think that I don't love them. Shelby actually listens every week.
Shelby, why have you not told me this?
I keep forgetting, and I keep telling her I'm going to remember and shout her out. Shelby, I love you.
See?
Thank you so much.
That's why I do it.
But
because those people come to me and say, the show is good. Tara the other day said we are incredibly funny.
I love her for that.
Yeah.
I love that she said that. I don't know why I said what I said. I apologize. That I'm skipping all the bases. I just went straight home.
Look, if you have somebody to shout out, do it.
I think we should only shout out new people, though.
Okay, well, Madeline, you're the only special one this week. Shelby, since I didn't know.
Shelby is also special. This is her first shout out.
Yeah. I didn't know, or else I would have included her multiple times.
Yep.
And Rickey says if you've been shouted out, you can't get it anymore. So.
I mean, it's just people are going to get left out. The more it happens, like the more people listen, people are going to get left out.
Oh, like hell. I'll sit here for an hour and read names.
Okay. Well, I'm not.
I'll just title it like shout out episode. I don't care. No F's given this way.
I see that.
I appreciate these people.
I appreciate these people. Don't make it seem like I don't appreciate these people.
You made it seem like you
I'm not making it seem like that, but the more that people listen, we're bound to forget somebody. It's gonna happen. I'd rather not mention anybody that's been listening and only mention new people than get 100 people and leave out like 2. And it's like, oh, well, that's pretty messed up.
Anyways, we're going to sign out. We are approaching 1,000. As of today, we were 14 downloads away.
So maybe this gets us there.
This probably gets us there.
That's pretty
And cool. I'm okay with that because this is arguably our best show. Next to the episode where we got drunk. Still need to finish that trilogy at some point, too. But that's it. We've got to get better at the endings.
Yeah. We need, like, a thing to take us out.
Yeah, dumbest boy in school.
Before we do that, dumbest boy in school. You got anybody?
Dumbest boy in school. The babyface assassin of Steph Curry.
Okay.
You gotta control your temper better.
No. Yeah. Nobody controls their temper playing sports. Nobody. No.
I'm pretty sure I never saw Big Z get kicked out of a game.
Who?
Zildrunas Ilgauskas.
Okay. That's because he didn't care. He wasn't. When you're not good at something, you don't care. He wasn't good. Let's be honest. You've seen LeBron get angry. Have we not agreed that LeBron has done literally everything you're supposed to do in that spot? Like he's. I'm gonna make this I'm gonna make this analogy, but don't get upset with me. He's the Justin Timberlake of the NBA. As far as he's just like listen to it. Right. Okay, he's the Justin Timberlake of the NBA. As far as more often than not, he's very liked. He does everything by the book. Obviously, he never gets caught doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like, for all intents and purposes, LeBron does everything the right way. And he's great at what he does.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. I don't mean, like, necessarily the loving, like, everybody loves Justin Timberlake.
Are you saying
I
that
still haven't met somebody that does not like Justin Timberlake.
I have a former coworker.
May they burn in the pits of hell.
In the fieriest of pits. In the hottest of pits.
I take that back. I'm trying to get closer to Jesus. Anyway.
First step. Anyways, your dumbest boy in school, and then we're out.
My dumbest boy in school is you for picking Steph Curry. Just kidding.
Wow.
That would have been a good one.
That would have been a great one.
That would have been a good one.
Especially to end on.
Yeah. I messed it up.
Okay. Well, now you got to give us a real one.
Or we could just edit all this out.
Nope.
And come on, man. That would be so good.
I'm tired of editing this week.
You haven't edited anything.
Not ours.
Us. Dumbest boy in school. I got one too. I know I do. I'm sure I do. The whoever is making the calls for the Phoenix Suns, they fired their coach after three games. Dude, what?
Earl Watson made it 3 games.
What?
Yeah.
And whoever is the GM or the owner, whoever made that call, you are easily the dumbest boy in school to me.
Without a doubt.
Because Or we can go right down there on the bench and say that Eric Bledsoe is the dumbest boy in school.
Like, bro, if you're going to subtweet...
Phoenix is the dumbest boy in school. How about that? That's going to be my dumbest boy in school. I'm going to say the Phoenix Suns are the dumbest boy in school.
That's fair. All right, that's it. Listen to us.
Please.
Please.